Welcome to the Trading Analysis module of UniTrade 360. Trading Analysis is accessed through the side menu and covers a number of different cubes, both short-term views on sales and purchasing and longer-term strategic views for either a 2-year or a full history period. There's a current stock analysis including stock valuation and also one for linked sales such as agency sales, directs and back-to-backs. Once you've selected the cube you want, open it in its window. It takes about 5 to 30 seconds to run. Once it's there, it works the same way as a pivot table in a spreadsheet. You have measures which are the quantitative values, so things like margins, percent, number of orders, number of lines. At the moment we're currently looking at a product analysis of sales value. If we wanted to look at a gross margin percentage by that as well, we could just drag it in, add it into the data area, and it adds the totals in. It adds the totals in at every level, so where we're looking at heavy side sales, we can see it's £3.5 million and just over 21%. Open that up and we can start to see it by the different groups within that. If we open up aggregates, we can see within that, and if we open up 25 kg products, you're down to an individual product level where you can see a sales total and a gross margin percentage. If there's any value we don't want, we can just pick it up and drop it out again, and after a couple of seconds it clears out of the table. We can also then add in additional dimensions, so things like who the customers are, date periods, order methods, what prices were used in order to achieve particular sales. If we take a look at a date range, for example, let's split this by year and quarter. So again, we just drag this and this time put it into the column area. Again, takes a couple of seconds to refresh the data, and once it's there, we can now see our sales split into 2012 sales and 2013 sales. This is an analysis cube that's going back just a 2-year period. We can then use that and expand in order to see that split down by individual quarters. So I can see my heavy side sales split by quarter, and we then, by clicking on the Show Graph button, can bring that up, and we can then select entire rows. So if I click on heavy side, I can see my heavy side sales split by quarters over the last 2 years. Like all Windows controls, I can use either Shift or Control to select multiple rows. So if I hold on Control and select light side, I can see the light side sales as well. If I click on forest, I can see forest as well. And so you can start to see, and the graph builds up automatically as you go. You don't have to select whole rows. You can just drag over a series of columns, series of cells, and that will actually give you the totals. We also then have as well, if I hide that graph, top N as well. Top N is used for showing things like top 10 customers, top 10 types of products, for example. So if I go to product by sales value, it takes a few seconds to recalculate. And so this is the top 10 products by the date range that we were actually looking at earlier. We can expand that and show a few more if we want to. So if I want to make it top 15 products, there we go. So we can see they're ranging from 191,000 to 50,000, and I can tick show others, and it will include everything, the total of everything else, as a single cell value as well. Finally, on this quick introduction, we have the ability to print and export. So you can basically run a print preview, which will enable you to see what's actually going to be printed on the paper, adjust things like margins and page orientation. Alternatively, we can export as well, and we can be exporting and emailing as things like PDF files, Excel spreadsheets, or flat text data files. Well, I hope you find that a useful introduction. There are other videos that cover some of the details of UniTrade 360 trading analysis in more detail. Thanks very much. Bye.